back to my channel. In today's video we'll see how to complete this lab auto-scaling an instance group with custom cloud monitoring metrics. So in this lab we'll create a compute engine managed instance group that will auto-scale based on the value we define in cloud monitoring metric. So let's go through the application architecture. The auto-scaling application uses a Node.js script installed on compute engine instance. The script reports a numeric value to a cloud monitoring metric. You do not need to know Node.js or JavaScript for this lab. In response to the value of the metric, the application auto-scales the compute engine instance group up or down as needed. The Node.js script is used to seed a custom metric with values that the instance group can respond to. In a production environment, you will base auto-scaling on a metric that is relevant to your use case. So here the compute engine instance template is used to create the instance. So whatever we define in the instance template, it will create the instance as per that. Cloud storage is nothing but a bucket which is used to host the startup script and any other script files. And compute engine startup script, a startup script that installs the necessary code components on each instance. So whenever instance starts, this startup script is installed and started automatically. So when this script runs, it will return some value to the cloud monitoring custom metric. So once this cloud monitoring metric gets this value, it will auto scale the instance based on that value. So here this custom cloud monitoring metric is used as the input value for compute engine instance group auto scaling. So this is how the infrastructure looks like. So in this lab, we will deploy an auto scaling compute engine instance group. Then we'll create a custom metric which is used to scale the instance group. And using Cloud Console, we can visualize the custom metric and instance group size. So let's start the lab. Let's proceed with task 1, creating the application. Creating the auto-scaling application requires downloading the necessary code components, creating a managed instance group, and configuring auto-scaling for the managed instance group. So in this, for the auto-scaling to work, we need some script. So where we store the script, we store that startup script in a cloud storage bucket. Using this startup script, the instance group will auto-scale the instances. So first, as part of that, let's first create the bucket. So for bucket name, you can copy this project ID. Here, go to cloud storage, click on buckets. So the bucket name should be unique. Click on create. Give the bucket name here. So the project ID, I have copied that. So I'm providing the same name as my bucket name here. So it should be unique. You can use any other name, but it should be unique. For the location type, I will keep it as multi-region. Click on continue. And here the default class will be standard. For storage class, it will be standard. Next, click on continue. Access control will be uniform. You can click on create. You need to click on confirm here. So now you can see this bucket is created. We are inside this bucket and there are no folders available inside this bucket yet. So you can click on go back here. So this is the bucket. It's created now. So inside this bucket we will be hosting our files. So those script files and all we will be uploading to this bucket here. So once done, you can click on check my progress. In this task we just created the bucket. Next we will be copying the script files. So here in this lab they have already provided us the script files that we can copy it. So this is a location where we have that sample script files that we will be copying it inside our bucket. So here you can see gs your bucket. So here you need to provide your bucket name. So let's copy this, and here you can activate Cloud Shell. So before that, if you click on that bucket, there are no objects available yet here. Now we will be copying some sample files to that bucket. So here, ensure that you replace this with your bucket name. So my bucket name is the project ID only. You can see it's copying these script files. Now it's complete. You should get this operation completed. 8 objects have been copied. So here, if we go back here, so this is a bucket, right? So we can click on refresh. So it will refresh it. See, now you can see there are 8 objects which got added to this bucket. So we have our custom script files. So now let's go back. So here you can see what all code components have been added. So there is a startup.sh script. So here you can see this is a startup.sh script. So this is the one startup.sh. So this is a shell script that installs the necessary components to each compute engine instance as the instance is added to the managed instance group. You can read the startup.sh script by executing this command gsutil cat, and this is the bucket path and the script. So this is the file path. So this is how you cat this file from the storage bucket. So here you can see all the steps which is defined inside the startup.sh script. You can see all the code components and what each of these code components does. So you can just go through this and understand it. You can download this and read it. So this way also you can do it. So this startup.sh and config.json. So you can just click on that and you can read what all configuration has been defined in this. Next, let's proceed with task 3, creating an instance template. Now create a template for the instances that are created in the instance group that will use autoscaling. As part of the template, you specify the location in cloud storage of the startup script that should run when the instance starts. So let's create the instance template now. Here, click on compute engine. So here you can see instance template towards your left. Click on instance template. Click on create instance template. So you need to provide this name. So copy this name. Provide this name. So here the location should be global. Next, leave this default as is. Machine type will be E2 medium, and you need to just scroll down. So rest of the values will remain as is. Under advanced option, click on management. So here under metadata, you need to click on add item. So here, copy this key value. Here provide this and a value. Here under bucket name, you need to ensure you replace it with your bucket name. So whatever bucket you have created, you have to ensure you provide that name here. Okay, this way. Next, again click on add item, and the second key will be GCS bucket. Copy this, and you just have to provide this bucket name this way. So this way you need to provide. So it should be like this. This is the sample which they have shown. So here we are creating an instance template, and under management we are passing this custom startup script. So once the instance gets created, it will execute this startup.sh script. So click on create. So now you can see this instance template is created. So let's go back. You can click on check my progress. Now it's complete. In task 4, we'll be creating the instance group. So here only when you scroll down under instance group, you can find this. Click on instance group. Here click on create instance group. For instance group name, you can copy this, provide it here, and under instance template you need to select the one which we had created. So this is the one which I had created earlier. So I will be providing that instance template. And for location, select single zone US West 1. So here it should be, location should be single zone and region will be US West 1, and for me it is US West 1A. So you have to ensure you select this zone and the region. Set autoscaling mode to off, do not autoscale. So here autoscaling will be this one, the third option you need to select, off, do not autoscale. So once done, you can click on create. You can just refresh this. So we have just created our instance group, but autoscaling is off. Click on check my progress. This is complete now. Next, in task 5, we will verify that the instance group has been created. Wait to see the green check mark next to the new instance group you just created. It might take the startup script several minutes to complete installation and begin reporting values. Click refresh if it seems to be taking more than a few minutes. So now you can see this green check mark, the status is green. So we have verified that instance group is created now. So you should see this green check mark under status tab. Suppose that, let's proceed with task 6, verifying that the Node.js script is running. The custom metric custom.googleapis.com isn't created until the first instance in the group is created, and that instance begins reporting custom metric values. You can verify that the write to custom metric.js script is running on the first instance in the instance group by checking whether the instance is logging custom metric values. So let's click on this. So once you click on this instance group, you need to scroll down. Here you can see the VM instance. This is running. You click on this instance. So under details tab, you can find these logs. Click on this logging. So here, let's add node app. So you need to add like this, node app. Post that, click on run query. So if this has been executed, then we will find few details here. So you can see so this Node.js script is executed. So you can see the logs here. So when we give that node app and run the query, you can see this created node. So this startup script got executed. So the application is running as this node app user. So you can see the log entries here. So if you don't find these log entries, that means the startup script was not executed. And if the startup script is not executed, then there might be an issue when you're passing that metadata value. So when you pass those two values under metadata, that might be wrong. So you need to verify that and correct it. Then only you will get this output. So once this is done, so this is as part of the task 6, that is how we verify it. In task 7, configure autoscaling for the instance group. After you verify that the custom metric is successfully reporting data from the first instance, the instance group can be configured to autoscale based on the value of the custom metric. So here now we will be configuring the autoscaling. So for that, let's go back here. So these are the instances. So let's go back to instance group here. Now we will be modifying this instance group. So click on this instance group. Click on edit. Here scroll down, you need to select this. Add and remove instance to the group. Minimum number of instance should be 1 and maximum number of instance should be 3. Here maximum should be 3. Minimum number of instance should be 1 and maximum should be 3. Here click on add a signal and signal type will be cloud monitoring metric. Click on configure. Select a metric. Here under metric, VM instance, custom metrics, custom app demo. Click on VM instance, custom metric, custom app demo. Click on apply. Utilization target should be 150. Utilization target type will be gauge. So here click on this drop down and select this. Then click on select. The gauge setting specifies that Autoscaler should compute the average value of the data collected over the last few minutes and compare it to the target value. So once it's done, you can click on save. So now we have enabled this auto-scaling on this instance group. You can click on back to previous page. Here, let's go back. You can click on check my progress. This should be complete. Now this is complete. Let's proceed with task 8, watching the instance group perform auto-scaling. So for that, let's go back here. So here under instance group, you need to click on this bulletin IGM. Here you need to click on monitoring. Click on this auto refresh. So here under monitoring, you can see this current autoscaler state is on, current max, current min, and number of instances is 2. So we can just hover over this and you can see how this autoscaling is happening. Since this group had a head start, you can see the autoscaling details about the instance group in the autoscaling graph. The autoscaler will take about 5 minutes to correctly recognize the custom metric, and it can take up to 10 to 15 minutes for the script to generate sufficient data to trigger the autoscaling behavior. So this is how it should be. So it will take some time for it to recognize the custom metric. So this is the auto scaling example. In task 9 they have mentioned how it varies. So how the scaling is working. There will be slight delay of up to 5 minutes because the instance has to start up and then it has to report its custom metric values. So during this phase it will take few minutes for the autoscaler to pick up that custom metric value and scale the instances accordingly. So this is how the graph looks like. So in this lab we understood how to autoscale an instance group with custom cloud monitoring metric. If you face any issues or difficulty completing any of this task, you can let me know under comment section. I will be happy to help. But this lab is pretty straightforward. You shall be able to complete it without any issues. Once you complete this lab, you can click on End Lab. So if you found my video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date with the latest content on this channel. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.